In the town of Poughkeepsie, New York, a sinister presence lurked unnoticed for years. This is the chilling story of Kendall Francois, a seemingly ordinary man with a dark secret. Kendall Francois was a large man with an imposing presence. Despite his intimidating appearance, he lived a double life as a mild-mannered janitor and a community college student. To his family and neighbors, he seemed like an average guy trying to get by. But behind closed doors, Kendall was something far more terrifying: a serial killer. Between 1996 and 1998, Francois preyed on vulnerable women in the Poughkeepsie area. Most of his victims were struggling with addiction and prostitution, making them easy targets. He would lure them to his home, often under the guise of offering money or shelter. Once inside, Kendall would brutally murder them, revealing his monstrous nature. Shockingly, Kendall stored their bodies in his family's attic and basement. His unsuspecting parents and sister lived in the same house, completely unaware of the horrors hidden within their own home. The stench of decomposing bodies eventually became too strong to ignore. Neighbors and even the Francois family themselves noticed the foul odor, but Kendall always had an excuse. He blamed the smell on plumbing issues or dead rodents, and his lies were convincing enough to keep suspicions at bay. It wasn't until September 1st, 1998, that Kendall's reign of terror began to unravel. On that day, a would-be victim managed to escape his clutches. The woman, terrified and traumatized, ran to the police and recounted her harrowing experience. Her detailed account of the events inside Kendall's home gave the police the crucial information they needed to act. Armed with a search warrant, the police entered the Francois home. What they found inside was a scene of unimaginable horror. The remains of 8 women were discovered, their bodies hidden in the attic and basement. The sheer scale of Kendall's crimes shocked the small community of Poughkeepsie and sent ripples of fear and disbelief throughout the town. Kendall Francois was immediately arrested. During his interrogation, he confessed to the murders, providing chilling details about each of his victims. He described how he lured them to his home, the methods he used to kill them, and how he disposed of their bodies. His confessions painted a picture of a deeply disturbed individual who found satisfaction in inflicting pain and suffering. In 2000, Kendall Francois was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The courtroom was filled with the families of his victims, each one grappling with their grief and the horrifying reality of what had happened to their loved ones. Kendall showed little remorse during his trial, his cold demeanor only adding to the horror of his crimes. Kendall Francois' reign of terror finally ended, but the scars he left on the Poughkeepsie community remain. The town struggled to come to terms with the fact that such evil had existed among them, hidden in plain sight. His story serves as a grim reminder that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are those who blend in with everyone else.